This is a real $2,000 meteorite, but what's actually inside? Since it didn't break by dropping it, I took it to a machine shop to use this $100,000 machine to cut it open, but it literally just kept breaking the wires, so finally I cut it open myself, and then I discovered something really interesting. Because it looks like normal metal, but when you soak it in acid, it makes this pattern that you literally can't replicate on Earth, which gave me an idea. I ordered $15,000 of more meteorite to try and make a real-life meteorite hammer, and I had the coolest idea, which had 4 parts. First, I needed to make the hammer head, so I quickly made a design of what I thought a real-life meteor hammer would look like, then got a solid brick of titanium, then spent 5 days straight CNCing it to give it that really cool cracked pattern. But for step 2, I needed to make it glow. So I tested a few ideas such as glow-in-the-dark powder and UV light, but eventually just decided to use this really thin LED strip with one modification. I added an $800 piece of real opal, which I crushed into 3 different sizes of really small pieces, and spent hours filling in the cracks on top of the LED strip, which I hoped would make it look really cool when I actually turned it on. But before testing it out, the 3rd step was to make the handle. And since it weighed like 50 pounds, I used a titanium rod that would go inside of a custom wooden handle. Then at the base, I used my friend's $20,000 high-powered laser to engrave the Clash of Clans logo at the bottom, which will make sense in a second. And finally, it was time to put it all together, cut the meteorites to shape, and acid etch that pattern. And before you see the final result, which cost me $30,000 in 3 weeks to make, the reason I made it in the first place is because Clash of Clans wanted me to bring their new meteorite hammer to life, which reduces upgrade time and cost by 50% and doubles collector capacity until November 17th. And this is what it looks like in real life.